Welcome back to my channel. I'm excited that you're here. I've gotten a lot of great feedback from you guys, but this video is another one that I feel like is very important. We're going to talk about those agents, or I'm speaking directly to those agents that are showing up. Listen, I'm talking to my people here, the ones that are showing up. You're posting, you're staying busy, you're doing what we call all the things, but not seeing results. If you feel like that, I want you to just really listen into what I'm about to say and really pay attention to this video. Sometimes we have to be able to troubleshoot in every area of our lives, but especially in our business. And sometimes when we're not seeing the results, even when we believe we're doing the work, it could be because we're doing things the right way, but not necessarily doing the right things. I want you to think the difference between being busy and productive. I want you to think the difference between strategy equals results. See, busy is just doing things. And I see a lot of agents and they spend a lot of time and energy just doing things. And I'm like, man, energy is not an unlimited source. You're going to get tired. And then when you figure out the right things to do, you're not going to have the energy to do it because you spent so much of your energy doing things right, but they weren't the right things. In this video today, I'm going to give you 3 ways to focus on the right things to do, the priority things versus doing things right. These are 3 things that I believe are going to help you prioritize what's important to your business so that what's important to your business can stop taking a back seat to what is urgent in nature to your life and to your day. I would love to have you here. I release content every week, and I feel like the content is really going to help you grow your business. So let's get into this topic for today. My name is Chizette Cowan. I am a real estate coach and business strategist. I help agents build a structured, leveraged business that grows with peace, not pressure. I've worked with top producing agents. I've worked with agents just getting started. Basically, I work with agents across the board that are looking to streamline and scale their business so that their business can fund, not run their life. If you watch any of my videos, I am the person that is about systematizing the back end of your business so you can actually build a life by design. That is the purpose of a business. That is the purpose of your real estate business. It is to fund your life, not run your life. So everything I talk to you about will be about systematizing, pulling yourself out of the business so you are not limited by time and resources and you can really make some money and enjoy your life. Now, before we get started, I want to break down this central concept. I want you to think about doing things right versus doing the right things. I think, and just because I'm a believer, I think religion plays a big part in doing things right versus doing the right things because we've been held to the letter of the law so long, but I digress. Whew, let me get back to the real estate stuff. But doing things right is about execution, detail, perfectionism. It's what we call the letter of the law. It's, oh, I have to talk to 10 people a day. Oh, I have to do this. Oh, I have to do that. It's really holding yourself to a standard that gives you detail, precision, perfectionism. But sometimes, even in that, we're missing the mark. And that's the difference between doing things right and doing the right things. Doing the right things is not about being perfect. It's about prioritization, impact, and clarity. For example, you could be doing listing videos perfectly to the T. You're hitting everything. You're doing all the things that you outlined what the video is going to talk about. You recorded it. It's precision. It's top notch. It's top dollar. But then if you don't have a system to plug it into, the video is going to go by the wayside. So you're going to post it in your Instagram story, but it's not going to be as useful as it could be to your business because prioritizing lead gen means creating a system. And then just having a video is just doing something for the sake of results. As a coach, I cannot tell you, this breaks my heart. And it seems like what I'm learning and watching people and just learning human behavior, it seems like people have to go through this. Like, but if you're coachable in the beginning, your coach will help you understand that you don't have to go through that. I didn't go through that because I really am a person that submits to wisdom and coaching. I pay for the answer. So if I'm paying for the answer, I'm going to do exactly what you tell me to do. And when my coach told me to focus on certain things, I did just that. So I didn't experience this as much, but I see this a lot now. You could be tweaking your brand colors, tweaking your fonts, getting your stories together. But here's the thing, you have no leads. So you're doing these things right, meaning the way you did your video was good, the way you set up the concept was good, everything top notch. But the priority first has to be leads. And these are the things that we have to make sure in our business as business owners, especially because I was telling somebody that I think people really struggle because they don't actually really understand that they are business owners. They see themselves as realtors. Realtor is a function that you occupy within your business, but you still have a business. So as a business owner, you can never confuse urgency with importance. See, urgent things scream at you to do it now. Important things do not. And that's why they get put by the wayside a lot of times. So I'm going to give you in this video 3 ways to identify the right things to do. The first way to identify what is the right thing to do. Remember, I said there's a difference between doing things right and the right thing to do. I'm helping you identify what are the right things to do in your business. And I'm only giving you 3. There's plenty to prioritize, but these are the first 3 that I believe. One is the ROI check. What is the actual return, not just money, but in momentum, in clarity, in power, in trust for clients? Ask yourself before you do anything, what is the ROI? Is this task that I'm working on directly tied to an outcome? And when I say directly tied to an outcome, if it's directly tied to lead generation or lead conversion, it is directly tied to an outcome. And here's the thing, posting a video is not directly tied to an outcome. It can produce an outcome, but it is not directly tied to it. It is just something you do to get to the position of getting an outcome. So for example, if I have a lead generation system and I want to do a video for my clients about what the listing appointment is going to entail, my focus as a business owner, if I'm struggling for business, should not be to do that video. My focus should be to ramp up my lead generation. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, you could go create the best video. Oh, so when I go on appointments, I'm top notch, my stuff is together. You can do a listing appointment without a PowerPoint presentation or video. You can do it with a piece of paper. But if you don't have leads, you are focusing on what's urgent. It feels like it's necessary and needed, but what's important is being pushed by the wayside at the expense of what's urgent. This is what happens with a lot of agents, and this is why it's hard for your business to move forward, because you're focusing on things that don't directly tie into money. So the first thing is ROI test. Spending 3 hours a day designing Canva posts versus having 15 conversations. I'll take the conversations all day. I don't care how together your graphics is. Who are you fronting for? Who are you trying to look good for? Get to the money. The money will pay for you to look good later. I'd rather be a work in progress now and get into conversations that are going to actually lead to business than to have all my stuff polished and put together for the world to see, but I have nobody to sell houses to. That's just me. So that's number 1. The second thing that you can do to identify if you're doing the right things is give it the systems test. Listen, I'm going to coin myself the system girly. Like, I'm the systems queen. I will put a system in place for you to breathe if you let me, right? Like, because the world runs on system. God runs on systems. The system is work 6 days, rest on the 7th. The system is seed time and harvest. The system works for everybody. It gives me faith in duplicatable results. But when I say a systems check, are you solving the same problem over and over again? And if so, are you doing it manually? You need to ask yourself, can this be systematized, automated, and is it repeatable? Here's why. The right tasks often build long-term infrastructure. The right tasks are going to show you what infrastructure your business needs. This is why it's important to prioritize what's important in your business, because what's important in your business will lead you to focusing on the right things. But guess what? If you focus on doing things right, you will totally miss the long-term infrastructure needed in your business, because doing things right won't lead you to what the business needs long-term. It will lead you to what boosts your ego and makes you feel good now. For example, organizing your email box. I know it feels good to have all of the stuff and we need all of the brain clutter out of the way. But if you're going to spend 2 hours organizing your email box, I'd rather you spend 2 hours creating an email sequence to nurture new leads that come into your database. That is important, because when leads come into your database, now they have somewhere to go and there's a system behind them nurturing them on your behalf. Cleaning your email box, it's great. Do it another time. Don't do what's urgent because the email box is screaming at you like, there's 5,000 messages. And if you want to get real clarity, let me tell you how you know. Urgent things scream at you. Important things whisper to you only usually once or twice. I'm going to say that again. Urgent things scream at you. Important things only usually speak to you in a low voice once or twice. Why? Because it's up for you to discern what's important. You have to be able to tune out the noise of the world to hear what is important. And it's the same way with God, right? We got to get quiet in our spirit to hear Him. This is the equivalent to what I'm talking about in your business. You can't be so busy doing things the right way that you don't have time to stop and hear the direction or the silent call of what's urgent. And the third thing, and this is by far my favorite one, the alignment test. Whew. Is what you're doing in alignment with the version of business you say you want? Let me give you an example. Ask yourself every time, is this task moving me toward my future business model or the way I see my business in my heart and in my head? Because your business, the way you see it, is probably a reflection of your values. For example, for me, I see my business as something that is a funding source, so it doesn't require a lot from me as far as time, because I want to be available for my family. I want to travel. I want to build my life by design. So anything that involves high amounts of time, that is probably not going to be something that I would do for business, because I am more looking at what is the end result. I'll systematize it, I'll automate portions of it, and then I can have it run without me. So I'm not going to pick up anything in my business that requires me to be available 25 hours a week. I'm not, because I know that that business model doesn't align with me. And even if I do it and I'm good at it, it's going to create an inner turmoil in me because it doesn't align with who I am and what I value or what I want my business to look like. The right things in your business will align with your vision, not just with your current emotions. Be very clear about that, because I'm not saying that I wouldn't do those things because they're hard. I don't mind doing hard things as long as the way that those hard things end with me not having to be available fully. So if it's something short term that maybe I got to commit a certain amount of time for 4 weeks, I would be into it. But something that's just ongoing, I'm not doing it, right? Because it doesn't align with me. So here's what I want you guys to take away from this video. Perfectionism is a form of procrastination. And doing things the right way is a manifestation of perfectionism, because it's like, I don't want to get it wrong. I don't want to get it wrong. But really what you're doing is procrastinating doing what's important for your business. But just because you're doing something for your business, please understand, it doesn't mean you're doing something that's worth doing. Some things in our business are not worth our time. Let me give you an example that I think really supports this, that real estate agents can understand. I don't for the life of me understand why every agent doesn't use a transaction coordinator every single time. The reason why I say that is because it takes you maybe 10 to 15 hours of paperwork and going back and forth with lenders for inspections and check-ins, and the average transaction coordinator is under $500. So if you take your time at 15 hours and you actually go talk to people for 15 hours, use that 15 hours instead of doing transaction management, paying somebody $500 to do that for you, and you take that 15 hours and go out and have 15 times 10, 150 conversations, you will get more business from that. And if you get 2 deals from that, and those deals are $20,000, then you made $19,500 once you deduct the $500 you paid for the transaction coordinator. We have to stop spending dollar time doing penny tasks. This is why I create videos about leverage, to get you to understand leverage is what helps you grow. If you keep thinking, I have to do everything to save some money, or I don't want to spend any money, you're going to never grow. Those agents that have that broke poverty mentality, they very rarely get past 6 figures. And 6 figures should be your floor, not your ceiling. I don't want you to ascribe to make 6 figures. If you are in real estate, you have joined a $1 million industry. $1 million should be your floor, right? You get to the 6 figures and then $1 million becomes your floor. It should be your floor, not your ceiling. You don't need to get everything right. You just need to focus on the right things. So here's my call to you. I'm always going to give a call because my heart is to help people, but the things that I've learned, they took time to learn. And I want to be able to sit down and have time to go over strategy with you. If you want to book a strategy call, there's always a link in my bio. Sometimes having somebody else come in and look at your business from a consultant perspective, because in addition to being a coach, I am also a consultant. I can look at your business and tell where the bottleneck is. I can tell where the systems are, but I can also coach you on the mindset that's creating those problems and the mindset that needs to be developed to get you out of those problems so you can move your business forward. Stop trying to, as a business owner, save your money. Invest it in your business so that your business can give you a return. I'm going to end with this. The Bible talks about seed time and harvest. Your business is also a seed. If you just sow time into your business, you're only going to get time out of your business. You need to sow money into your business so that money can come back to your business. Your business is also a reflection of your faith in seed time and harvest. So I am urging you, if it's not with me, invest in a coach, a mentor, somebody that can hold your hand and walk with you through seasons in business, because you're going to need that in order to grow. My name is Shizette Cowan. I am the CEO of Real Estate. I pray that you got value out of this video, and I will see you next week on the next video.